大家好. This is Jonathan Higgins with LearnChineseCafe.com, and I am going to show you how to speak Chinese fluently and sound like a native using Google Translate. Now, just a little bit of history. When I lived in China 20 years ago and I first started learning Chinese, it was very difficult for me to speak clearly and accurately with the pronunciations and the tones. And my Chinese teacher was pretty strict and she would lay into me pretty hard because I couldn't pronounce clearly. And that kind of frustrated me. And so I was determined to improve my pronunciation. And I happened upon a method that I developed myself, though I wouldn't say that it's unique. Um, I'm sure other people do it too. But it was very effective to me, and to the point that if I'm speaking with someone on the phone who's Chinese and I'm speaking Chinese with them and they don't know me, they think I'm a Chinese person. And they're pretty surprised when they see me in person and realize that I'm a foreigner, uh, a non-Chinese foreigner. So let's jump right into it. Back in the day when I used this method, I needed to use a double cassette recorder, and then I would tape sentences from the tape that came with the textbook onto another tape, and I would just record the sentences 4 or 5 times in a row so I could listen to them repeatedly and listen and repeat. But now with Google Translate, it's a lot easier to use this kind of method. So here's how it works. I have a sentence here. It's kind of a hard sentence, so you may not understand what's happening here. Um, Basically, it's saying that scientific technology, um, the development of scientific technology has brought a lot of convenience to our lives. That's basically the meaning of the sentence. But I'm going to show you, using this sentence, how you can speak Chinese fluently. So what you want to do is have the dialogue that you're want to practice. Make sure you have that dialogue in Chinese characters, and then sentence by sentence, you want to paste it here in the Google Translate. And ignore the English translation. It's usually pretty botched and bad, but that's not what we're doing here. Um, Mainly, we're here for this. Um, Google will read this sentence to us pretty accurately, uh, pronunciation and tones. And then the pinyin is also down here. So if you're not quite sure what you're hearing, the pinyin, Google Translate will put the pinyin there for you. Whatever you paste in there, Google Translate will provide you with the pinyin. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to use Google Translate and listen and repeat and slowly build up the sentence until you can read it fluently. And so, what I recommend my students do, and it's very effective. I have students speaking very clear and accurate Chinese by using this method. What you do is you start with the first word. I'm going to hit Control X so that I can then paste what I deleted back in. Okay, so always use the Control X. So select out everything but the first word of the sentence. Control X, and then you're going to hit this listen button.
科学，
And it's going to say it for you. If I click it again, it will be a bit slower.
科学，
And then fast again.
科学，科学，
So Google Translate will alternate between saying it fast or, at a certain speed and then a slower speed. And then again, the pinyin is down here if you need a visual assistance. So let's get started. What you're going to do is just listen and repeat.
科学，
科学,
科学，
科学. And what you're going to do is, this is probably awkward for you because it's a new language, and you could do this with Spanish or French or any other language, actually. But you're just going to keep listening and repeating until you sound like Google does.
科学，
科学,
科学，
科学. And once you think you got it, 科学,科学, you can consistently repeat it. You paste in the next word. And if you're unsure what the next word is, the pinyin down here will show you where the words separate, except fajan. That's actually a word and it's not together. Anyway, It's not always perfect, but then I would drop in the next word, this one here, 技术, and then listen and repeat.
科学技术，
科学技术，科学技术，
科学技术，
科学技术. So what you're trying to do is adjust your inaccurate and unfluent pronunciation into fluent and accurate. You're adjusting your pronunciation and you're mimicking the tones. And say it slowly. Repeat each character piece by piece. I'll demonstrate.
科学技术，
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 科学技术. And then keep repeating. 科学技术. Listen again if you need a reminder.
科学技术，
科学技术，科学技术. And then I also like to have my students close their eyes and then repeat to see if they can just at least get it in their short-term memory. 科学技术，科学技术. Okay, let's paste in the next one. It's going to take you a lot longer. I've been studying Chinese for a couple decades now, so I'm a little bit faster, but you're going to be learning these sentences for the first time.
科学技术的，
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 科学技术的. All right, and then repeat it a few times with my eyes closed. 科学技术的. All right, then you put in the next piece. I'm going to put in the next one.
科学技术的发展，
科学技术的发展，科学技术的，科学技术的发展。
科学技术的发展。
And I just noticed a small error here. For this particular word, 发展 should be, it should be, fa is the first tone. So I'm not sure why in that sentence it's not translating it correctly. So I'm going to try something else. And you're going to want the text, there we go. By putting an extra space in there, I was able to get 发展.
科学技术的发展，
There we go. 科学技术的发展。
科学技术的发展，
科学技术的发展. Okay, so you work with it. Keep repeating what you have here until it feels natural. Maybe you can close your eyes and repeat it a few times, get it in your short-term memory, and then paste in the next piece.
科学技术的发展确实，
科学技术的发展确实。
科学技术的发展确实，
科学技术的发展确实. Go slowly. Don't try and shove it all out of your mouth at once. Make sure that you give each character its proper pronunciation. I'm just going to put the whole sentence in here
科
for the
学
sake
技
of
术的
time.
发展确实给生活带来了许多方便。
科学技术的发展确实给生活带来了许多方便。
科学技术的发展确实给生活带来了许多方便。
科学技术的发展确实给生活带来了许多方便. Okay, and so by this sentence, if you're a relative beginner or you've been studying Chinese for a while but your pronunciation isn't good, you're going to spend some time. It may take you 10 minutes to work through this sentence, but ideally you want to keep at it until you can recite the whole sentence clearly and accurately, tones and pronunciation. And that's basically it. And the there's multiple benefits from this. First of all, you're going to speak very clearly and fluently. And if you keep practicing and work hard at it, you'll sound like a native. In addition, it's probably going to improve your character recognition because you're going to keep reading these characters over again as you're reading. You don't want to rely too heavily on the pinyin. Ideally, you're looking up here as you're repeating. And finally, your listening is going to improve dramatically because in just practicing this sentence here, you're going to have listened to these words, several times, maybe even 100 times, in a session as you're listening, repeating, listening, repeating. Your listening is going to improve, your character recognition is going to improve, and of course, the goal here is that your speaking becomes fluent sounding. And that's it. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you found this helpful, please press the like button and visit our website, learnchinesecafe.com. Thank you. 再见.